I don't know about you, but one of the main reasons I play Call of Duty is to use real weapons. I know in general that the games aren't particularly realistic, nor is the performance of the weapons compared to their real-life counterparts, but having real guns always made the experience feel better to me. So when I found out that there were no real guns in Black Ops 3, I was pretty disappointed. Let me explain. Guns in a first-person shooter are one of the most important elements to get right. You can have the best mechanics and the shiniest graphics and the smoothest frame rate in the world, but if your weapons aren't exciting, then the whole experience falls flat. Real weapons are exciting and engaging because most people have at least a basic awareness of how powerful and deadly they are. This familiarity can help the whole experience feel more authentic and believable. If you don't believe me, consider racing games. Real cars in racing games generally make them more exciting, particularly if your favourite car or manufacturer is represented. You're automatically more invested in the experience because of your pre-existing emotional attachment to those real-life vehicles. Being believable also makes the experience more immersive. Even people like myself who have no experience with real guns and a limited knowledge of how to properly operate them have a basic understanding of how they behave. This helps bridge the gap between fantasy and reality, making the whole experience more tangible. This connection to reality also provides a certain level of role-playing. For instance, using the M60 might make you feel like Rambo, or using the Magnum like Dirty Harry. Whether you're consciously aware that you're role-playing or not, you associate previous experiences with the ones that you're having in the game, and this can help you feel like more of a badass. I understand that for some people, fiction and fantasy, when done well, can be just as compelling as reality, but reality has the advantage of requiring less imagination because so much of it is common knowledge. For example, when you see a weapon that you recognize, you immediately know that this is an actual physical object. The noise it makes and its appearance in-game may not exactly match the real thing, but for the most part it's a pretty good representation, and it matches the examples you've most likely seen on TV and in movies. You don't need to read any lore or play any previous games to understand what the weapon is capable of, you simply accept it as being a fact. For most people, and I realize this is a massive generalization, video games are the closest that they will ever get to using a real gun, particularly in such a reckless way as you do in Call of Duty and other first-person shooters. So games can be the only way to experience the thrill that comes with using a real weapon. Sure, you don't get an accurate sense of their weight or what real gun kick feels like, but it's enough to help your imagination fill in the blanks. My other main issue with Black Ops 3 not having real guns is that Call of Duty was originally a reality-based shooter. Now you can argue till you're blue in the face that Call of Duty is far from realistic, but the fact is that the original games were always based on real events. Even the most recent games have tried to keep things grounded in reality. For example, in Advanced Warfare's development, experts were brought in to advise on where the technology of today was most likely heading, and this information was used to develop a more realistic interpretation of the future. Not having recognizable and iconic weapons to me removes one of the pillars that Call of Duty was built on. Without them, it's just another shooter. Now, it's possible that they were removed because of some sort of cost-cutting exercise, which does seem highly unlikely. Or maybe Activision felt like Call of Duty needed to separate itself from its biggest rival, Battlefield. Either way, I feel like this move has alienated some of Call of Duty's original fans. I personally know of a few people that feel like they've lost touch with the franchise and cite the move to more fictional weapons and mechanics as the main reason. It certainly had an impact on me. I haven't bought Black Ops 3. It's the first time since the original Black Ops that I've not bought the latest Call of Duty game on launch. Now, this is not because I'm being rebellious or out of spite, this is simply because there isn't the same attraction as there has been for previous games. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Has the move to sci-fi and more fictional events really turned you off Call of Duty? I'd particularly like to know your thoughts if you're a long-time Call of Duty fan. I've been playing since the original Modern Warfare, and I know that there's games before that, but I consider myself a veteran of the series, and I'd be really keen to see what everybody else is thinking. Anyway, that's all I've got for you this video. I hope you enjoyed my rant, and I want to thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later. See ya!
Ready to jam enemy radar.